Hey, so I thought I'd do a story time today about what happened the other day in the garden. So, and then, I don't know, it's pretty quick, so I don't know if I'm thinking about something else. Maybe I'll talk about something else. But, so the other day I was in the garden. I went there with the purpose of being there all day, because, like, once or twice a week I'll go there and I'll spend all day in the garden. And so I'm there and I'm germinating some things and, you know, putting some things in some little pots so they can get bigger, and putting them in my little ghetto fabulous greenhouse. And you know, I'm just sitting there messing around, playing with my dirt, listening to music. And I look up, and like straight across from the front of my cemetery, that's my brain, dude. Straight across from the front of my garden, like 25 feet. The garden is gated, so like 25, 30 feet in front is a big ass tree. Like directly, like my garden is a square. This tree is directly in the middle of what would be the square, 25 feet away. And somebody's standing there, and I don't really pay no mind. You know, I keep my eyes on people, but it's a park, you know. So, like I know, there's this guy standing there, and sometimes people stop and watch you, but only for like a minute, and you know, and then they have the decency to be like, "Oh, hi," you know what I mean? Something like that. But so I noticed this guy standing there, and I just think, you know, maybe he's waiting for somebody, because there's a parking lot right there. So I notice it. I look at my phone. It's 1 o'clock, and I hate this when I talk about shit I don't want to. My brain just fucking stops. Okay, so, you know, I acknowledge the person's human existence, the fact that they're there. I don't think anything of it. I just think, you know, a human standing at the park could be waiting for somebody, whatever, you know. And about an hour and a half later, they still haven't moved, and they're like leaning up against the tree, facing directly towards my garden. There's nothing else you could be looking at, because like I said, like, here's a square. This square is my garden. The tree is directly in the middle. So if you're standing, leaning against the tree, facing forward, there's nothing else that you can see except for my garden and me. So, you know, I noticed this person hasn't moved in like an hour and a half. Nobody's come to talk to this person. They're just standing there, staring. Look at it. So I'm like, okay, well, obviously, there's a fucking creepy person at the park being a fucking creep. About another hour and a half goes by. I look at the clock. It's 3:30. So I don't know how long the person was there before I noticed them, but I noticed them at 1. 3:30, they were still fucking there. Didn't move, hasn't moved at all. So I'm getting creeped out. I'm like, alright, this motherfucker is being funny. You know what I mean? And there's a spot in somebody else's garden where they got hops growing up the fence, and so it creates like a complete wall. So I went to the table, and I stood like in the middle, so like I would be blocked from that tree. You know what I mean? It would like cut off like a screen, like a shield. That motherfucker moved to the next fucking tree over, turned to where you could see through the fucking things, and stood there like this. I tell you what, man, like, okay, there's being creepy, and then there's being creepy on purpose. Like, yeah, you're being a fucking creeper, but you also want that person to know that you're creeping on them, to make them feel even more fucking uncomfortable. So I called the big dogs. You know, I was like, hey, come out here and make your presence known, man. There's fucking creepers out here. So, And the weirdest thing is like, I did that on the DL. Like, after I started to get nervous about this fucker sitting there for hours, 3 fucking hours. And I don't even know how long before I even noticed. Staring straight forward, like, for 3 fucking hours, you know? The second I called, I was like, hey, come make your presence known. I got this creeper out here. It's like he heard me. And he was a good 25, 30 feet away. That's how far these trees are. I'll film them next time I do my garden video. It's like he heard me. And I was so quiet about it. I was like, hey, come make your presence fucking known. I got some creepers out here, you know? He fucking left. First time in 3 fucking hours. He jumps on a skateboard. Goes to the end of the block, stands at the stop sign at the end of the block, staring at me. And so I'm like, hey, step outside of the camper and you'll see that kid on the fucking corner right there. Now, see, the corner is 70 feet away. You know what I mean? And the second I said, hey, step outside of the camper and you'll see him right there, this motherfucker gets on a skateboard and leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck? I see my garden manager show up and I'm like, hey, you know, really fucking creepy. This guy's been staring at me for hours. You know, she's like, oh yeah, I noticed him. He was like, kind of give you that funny feeling, you know. I was like, yeah. So me and my friend leave. And we're like, fuck. Come back later to put some plants in the garden. This motherfucker shows up. See, but he don't know that I got fucking big dogs on my side. Not just animal dogs. Big fucking human dogs, too. And he was in the garden with me. And this motherfucker shows up. Stands outside of the garden. And he looks right at him. He's like, what? Do something, you fucking pussy. You know? Like, don't be a fucking creeper. Dude, like, instead of facing forward to my garden, faced sideways and was like, I sure am looking for somebody at this park. You know what I mean? Being fucking stupid, like, I wonder where my friend is. You know what I mean? And Bill was like, don't be fucking stupid, bitch. You know, and then dude pretended like he didn't see him, couldn't hear him, walked away. So he went up to him and he was like, what the fuck, dude? Creeping? That's not fucking cool, dude. You don't fucking do that to women. You don't fucking stand around and do that kind of shit. That's some fucking rapist tendencies, you know? Then dude gets all crazy. He's like I'm 5 feet tall, so I didn't get too close to him because I didn't want to. Because he's fucking creeping me out. But, 5'2", little tiny black guy. Got a skateboard, old face, but little guy. And so he gets all fucking, pulls off his shirt, runs up to Bill. Bill's a big ass dude. He goes to the fucking gym and he literally fucking bench presses 900 pounds. I'll do a video on it. I'm not exaggerating. That's for real. He'll take that guy and he'll just fucking snap him like this and throw him in the dumpster. This guy is, you know, and he's like bouncing around like a little chihuahua. He's like, what? He's like, you need to have some respect. This is a fucking park. I can do what I want. And he's like, no, you can't fucking creep on people for 3 hours straight. You can't just stand there and stare at a fucking woman for 3 fucking hours straight. He's like, no, man, I can do what I want. I'm trying to talk to her. And then he starts saying something to me. I'm just looking at him, and somebody called the cops. So the cops come up, and they're like, hey, what's going on, you know? Bill's like, dude, this motherfucker is creeping. He's been fucking staring at her for 3 hours. He's fucking being weird, sending out vibes. He won't go away. She moves so he can't fucking see her. He moves so he can see her. You know, it's fucking creepy, and he's stalking her. Dude starts fucking blah, 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 and the cops tell him to give him his ID. He starts fighting with the cops. So he ends up getting fucking manhandled by the cops. Very much deservingly, might I add. So the cops run his name, I guess. He's got warrants. He's going to jail. He's probably got warrants for being a fucking creep. For being a fucking rapist. A creepy ass motherfucker. So he's going to jail anyways. So he's got warrants. He's going to jail. He starts fighting the cops. He fucking hurts one of the cops. The fucking ambulance comes. The cops get a police report. So, for creeping on me in my fucking garden all fucking day, your ass went to jail. On all your fucking creeper warrants you probably got for being a creepy little motherfucker. And you heard a cop. And a fucking ambulance came due to so many fucking charges. I mean, was it worth it to fucking stand around and creep on a little fucking witch in her garden? Hope it was. Creepy motherfuckers, dude. People like that, and you could feel them too, you know what I mean? It's just like a black shadow next to the tree the whole entire day, just like... Fucking come on, dude. Something I wonder about creepers, and like, he wanted me to feel creepy. You know what I mean? Like, I would move to get out of his vision, and he would fucking move and face me like this. So I fucking knew he was watching me. He ran to the end of the fucking block, stood at the fucking corner, faced the garden from like 80 feet away, and was like, for the entire fucking day that I was at the garden. You know what I mean? Like, this happens all the time. I'm like a fucking creep magnet. Instead of mosquito fucking zapper, I'm a creep zapper. Hey, cause you know what, motherfucker? I am a creep zapper. How you feel sitting your ass in jail eating bologna sandwiches, getting diddled by fucking Bubba? Creep on these nuts. Like, share, subscribe.